I survived 16,000 days in my Minecraft hardcore world, and this world is unlike any other. I guarantee you that by the end of the video, you're gonna be mind blown after seeing all of the builds and projects I've been working on. We'll have trivias for the OGs and even explain the lore and history of everything there is to show in one full world tour. So grab some snacks and sit back or keep it on while playing, studying, or even sleeping. Here we are. This is my hardcore world, aCookiegod, and today we are going to be doing a full extensive world tour. Yeah, let's go ahead and kick this off. So right here, this is the spawn of my world. It's a little hut I made. We had our spawn points. We have some like trivia winner stuff. And we have this rail, which I will show you later what that is. But yeah, this is the spawn of the world. And if we actually just go ahead and walk out of here, you can see that we have some pathways and stuff which split off to some more houses. Here, I'm gonna just fly out and show you where we're at. That is where we started. That's the world spawn. And all around here, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff. So this is kind of where my world began. I built a lot of my builds in this small district before I kind of spread out throughout the world. And as you can see, there's going to be a lot to show. So let's just start with what's easy. We're going to follow the path and kind of go in chronological order as the world was created. So also, I originally created this world in 1.14 Minecraft, so that'll answer some questions later. For anyone wondering, I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago that I created it. Anyways, as we follow the path, we come over here to my first ever lake, which has a cool little statue. And over here we have these are some of our first ever farms. So we have some cows these are literally 16,000 days old, these cows. I had them from the start of the world and then saved them. So they're pretty old. It's funny that I still have them. And we have some like wheat over here. This is how I got my food originally. And then right over here is my starter house. This is where it all began. I started work on this house, I think around day maybe 6 or 7. And then it took about 100 days to finish. I was not that good at building back then, but it's a pretty cool place. So yeah, as we enter, this is where our first ever pickaxe was. It is now somewhere else in the world, and I'll show you that in a little bit. But as you can see, we have a nice little like inside room here. Our armor, our duck banner, we can run upstairs. We got some more just like shelving. This is a cool little bathroom we got with like a mirror banner, which is, I love that design. And then over here, this was my first ever bedroom. And you know what's ironic is I actually don't sleep in my world at all. The last time I slept was day 3600. So I've decided I don't sleep anymore because I want to get more done for every game day. So by playing through the night, I basically get more done. That's kind of the philosophy behind it. But yeah, this was my first ever house. It lasted me, I think, until about day 1200. So I had this for a long time in the world. But there is a cool little thing. I decided that it would be cool to make a little treasure setup. So if you go, I think it's this banner. Yeah, okay. You put an item in there and it gets taken. And you'll see that this little entrance opens up, and in a second it should close. I'm gonna drink my coffee while we wait. Oh, maybe it won't if I take that away. Yeah, there you go. So now it's a hidden entrance, which is cool. And I'm so proud I did all this redstone myself. I'll go on free cam. Dude, look at this. This is like a true redstoner's dream right here. I did all this myself. Pretty pro. But what's down here is I used to store my treasures and stuff. So we'd have like our diamonds, diamond blocks, netherite, you know, whatever it was inside of there. So yeah, this is the full starter house. Now to get out of here. Oh, wait, we do this. No. Okay, wait. I think I put an item inside. It opens it up. Press that, jump up, and then it should close just like that. And now you know nothing's there. I should probably mention that this whole city we're inside of right now is basically supposed to be a medieval city. This was my first like kind of mega project where I decided to put a wall around all of spawn, and then we would fill it up with houses. Actually, all of these trees are custom. I grew them at least. This is actually just a forest biome, but I figured it would be really cool to make it like a wooded village. We also put the idea was like tiki totem poles inside of here that had smoke coming off the top, and that's kind of like what's powering the town. It was, you know, it's the lore. So anyways, as we move on outside of the house, you can see that we come up to our nether portal right here. I thought I was doing something like Stranger Things vibed with like these, like the corruption coming out of the mountain, but yeah, we've gotten a lot better at building since then. This was supposed to be like an armory, a blacksmith, where we have like our armor, tools, that sort of thing. We got some enchanting. We got a cool little aquarium design, fireplace, and I think we can go upstairs where we have a bedroom. Now, if I'm not mistaken, one of these has a secret entrance or secret sign. Yes, there it is. Dude, I'm surprised I still remember that. It's probably been 5,000 days since I've built this, or it's probably been 10,000 days. I don't know what I'm saying. So we can continue from there. Down here, these doors are weird. Down here is my first ever mine in the world. Oh, and this is the railway. We'll go to that in a little bit. But this is my first ever mine in the world. Before we had machines, quarries, all of that, we actually strip mined. And if we quickly go on free cam, you can see that we are not at deep slate level. That's because I created this world before deep slate was a thing. But you can see I was very busy with all of these strip mines. And then I think over here, yeah, we had a little spider spawner. That was like an early XP farm, but it's been so long since we did that. But yeah, anyways, this is our little underground mine. Oh, wait. Okay, I forgot I used to mark it with like signs and stuff. It's been so long. It's been so long. Next up, right over here, we're gonna save the upstairs part of this spawn for a little later. Over here, we got a cool little mini house. We got like a little, whatever you call this, lake. I forgot what a lake was called. Up here was a little bee farm and a zombie spawner, I think. I used to keep the bees inside of here. We did since then move them out. We have like an automatic bee farm, but this was kind of like an early day thing. We were trying to basically put farms inside of each of the houses inside of this village to give them like a use. This is our library right here. As you can kind of tell, all these builds are old. We've gotten a lot better at building since then, but yeah, it's nostalgic to keep it. I can't get rid of these and make them look better. Like I love this place. It doesn't look good, but it's got character. And there's a little dome here, which is cool little thing. This is our library. And yeah, I guess we'll head out of here for now. So as you can see, we're kind of wrapping around towards this side of the wheat farm. As we kind of wrap our way over here, this is one of the houses that I'm actually proud of. I really like the design of this house. It's miniature, but you know, it's so cozy. It's got everything you need to survive. I think I used to have like an item on display here, but I don't know. The world's gone through so many versions that things might have gotten like deleted or whatever. But we're gonna come out the little patio area and we come over towards my hobbit hole. This thing is, again, another just little home. Yeah, it looks good. It's very cramped inside of here, but I love the design. I think it's really cool. Then over here we have, I don't know what I was thinking with the hay. It's kind of hideous. It is, I think, supposed to be like a little bakery. And then over here, we have, again, another house. And I figured, you know, we're going very detailed with this whole tour, but I think that's like the best way to do this. I want to show my entire world. So like, even though a lot of these houses are kind of not the best builds, I think just for the lore, it's cool to show it all. So over here, this was our spawn. We're now going out the other exit, and this takes us over towards our little lake where we have a fishing hut and we can see our other builds. Yeah, we're gonna follow this path and we come up over towards, I think this is our first house that we actually gave to somebody. So this is Razor Minecraft's house. Cool little spot here. This was kind of, as the channel was blowing up, we decided to like give some houses to people, like early supporters and stuff, like just to say thank you and all that. I think this is a banner shop or something. Yeah, like I used to make banners and stuff in here. Over here is a little, what do you call it, like butcher's house, where we got like some fish and stuff cooking up. And from the top of it, you can actually see our ziggurat. We have much larger pyramids in our world now. I think that's everything for spawn on the lower floor. I think the majority of spawn, we got this like ugly tree here, but yeah, this is spawn. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go upstairs. Now, if you remember over here, we got this cool little pathway that we can follow, and this is going to take us up and through the mountain where we got some cool things like water being harvested from an underground river and all that. And we come upstairs where we have a mountainside cottage. I think there's a farm back here, a chicken farm. Yeah, friendly chicken cooker, not painful at all, also eggs. Yeah, this was before the Minecraft movie. We got the peaceful cow. There's a long story of lore behind that, and the redstone stuff. Not super important, but yeah, cool little mountainside house. Over here, we got some more little cottages. Ooh, thunderstorm. We got this little cottage here. Gave it to not Woody. Over here is, I think, a watchtower. Yes, sir. And these, yeah, pretty much all of these houses at this point are given to players. As you can see, it's got a nice little design. And we are almost done with spawn, thankfully. I know it's a lot. We're already 16 minutes in, and we're still in spawn. Don't worry, it'll speed up. Cool little house over here. And we got more of the tiki totem poles. But what we're going to do is go ahead and follow this through our mountain and over towards, once again, another small little watchtower. Not anything super important. It's kind of just a little flag for spawn. This is one of my favorite things about having a world that you play on 4 years is you see yourself improve, like building wise, and it's really cool to get a like look back at all that stuff. Little watchtower interior here with a bunk bed. A lot of these builds were inspired by Pinterest, I should say. If you see any designs that you recognize, that's why. Now, this over here is probably where the world took a shift. I had been building all of these little houses just by looking at Pinterest, and this is the first house that took me, I'd like to say, about 10 to 15 hours to work on it. And the shift for this was that from here on out is when I started making mega bases. So I believe I gave this to Tubbo Init Super. Congratulations. And it's kind of like a tavern theme. So as you can see, the interior has already been stepped up. We got a little dining table. We got this like door that slides, which is pretty cool. And then down here behind this, if you shift into this corner, we have a little hidden sign. I used to like to put those throughout the world, which is cool. But yeah, then there's like a little upstairs, little bedroom. And then the cool thing is there is an elytra. Is there not? Okay, little library up here. Oh, there is. Okay. This was a little balcony that I always used to use to elytra off of. I think for the most part, that is spawn. There are 2 more things I want to show. This was my first ever Halloween on the world. I thought it'd be cool to make a little floating UFO to celebrate. And at one point, there used to be a charged creeper here, which was the first ever mob I captured. It took me forever to capture, but we did it, which was cool. It is now dead or something. I don't know what happened. And then the other thing is this cool little tower. And if you've watched the videos for a while, you'll definitely like recognize that a lot of the time I'll be like talking to the camera up here like this, which is pretty cool. This is like my little spot where I like to do that. We got sea pickles in here so that it doesn't freeze, which is cool. Yeah, so I think what we should do before we get to any of this stuff, we should just finish off inside of the Farlands. I think that's what makes the most sense. So up here, we got our first ever ice farm. Over here, you may recognize this. This is the timer that we used during the Farlands video to teleport back from the world border. So basically, we put a bunch of iron and stuff inside of here that made like a timer that goes off every like 4 real life days. And it just sits inside of there. This is not cheated. This is what's called an immortal crystal. When you respawn the Ender Dragon, if you push the crystals when it's respawning, you get crystals that cannot be destroyed. So it sits right here. No matter how much you hit this, whatever you do, it will never get destroyed, and you can always push these with pistons and stuff. So it's just really cool. I actually have a texture pack. So when we enable this texture pack, you can see it's a cool little laser beam design. And when we get to our space build, that is going to be extra cool. Oh, you know what? I think there's one more little house over here to show. I'm not going to go super in detailed with it, but you can go downstairs, and I think we got like some farms or something, little enchanting setup. Yeah, cool little thing. We're doing a full tour. We might as well show everything. I think there used to be some fish here. This goes down to the mines. Oh, and that drops you down. Yeah, that is the spawn showed off. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to follow our pathway out. So we come out of spawn, and over here we approach our homeless encampment. I always called this the hobo town. I don't know why I did. I just thought it was funny. So we got like a bunch of little tents and stuff, but we're going to follow our pathway over here towards, we have a bridge, and then we have our pathway continue over. I don't even know how we approach this. Oh, maybe there isn't even a pathway, but this takes us to our jungle temple transformation. And as you can see, this it resembles a jungle temple, but just a little more magical. And yeah, this was one of my earlier videos, if I recall, when we were first kind of testing the water with mega builds and stuff. But what's really cool is inside of here, this is my second villager trading hall. We'll go to the first one in a little bit, but we have every single enchantment book that you can get. I think except for like the new mace ones, I still need to get those. I'm actually going to be making a new villager trading hall, so it doesn't really matter. But we got a whole bunch of librarians, we got armorers, we got basically every single villager inside of here. And I have not finished it off. I still do need to. But what's also cool is down here we got like this lava floor, which is neat. And then we have this dragon skeleton from the ceiling, which is pretty cool. And now what's neat about this room is you can parkour up here and then enter our secret room up top. So if you follow the skeleton through, this enters. What the heck happened here? What happened? Okay, well, I have no idea what happened here. We have a bunch of baby zombie villagers. I'll need to figure that out soon. But yeah, we can come up here towards where we got, ooh, the villager breeder no longer works. Interesting. This was a villager breeder. That's how we got all the guys. But yeah, we are on the inside of the jungle temple right now. Now what we're going to do is fly outside. And as you can see on top, we have our netherite beacon. This is a solid netherite beacon. Let me quickly go on. Actually, I'm not gonna bother. We are on the copy world, but I was gonna mine inside of here. But yeah, this is a solid netherite beacon. It took roughly 200 hours to get. I regret nothing. I regret nothing at all. Yeah. All right, we're gonna save parkour spiral for last. If we follow our path over this way, we come up towards. You know what? Let's go over this direction first. So exiting spawn on this tower, we have another little house. And there is something very special inside of this house. If we go over this direction, in the world, this is legitimately the first diamond I ever got in this world. The first diamond is stored right here. This used to be like a little vault. So this is the house that stores my first ever diamond. Just a cool little thing. And then over here, past these wagons and stuff, we come over towards my map room. But just before that, it's time for a sip of coffee. Map room. So this was something I did in preparation for day 5,000 in the world. I have since removed the maps, but they used to sit here. The reason I removed them was that they got really laggy. But as you can see, this is a cool little like mine shaft themed map room. There were roughly, I think, 800 maps on this wall. And if we go downstairs, I don't know what I was doing with this. I guess I just thought lava and caves looks cool. Maybe without Fulbright it does. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. We got like some armor and stuff. And then over here, this was my book that had the first 100 subscribers of the channel, and I lost it. It's a shame. I actually regret that because it would have been so cool to still have that. Anyways, you can enter our nether through that portal. Cool little thing. It's going to take us to the nether hub, but we'll ignore that for now. As we were approaching day 5,000 in the world, I thought it would be cool to build a little spot to celebrate. So ignore this. This is where we celebrate all of our day milestones. I actually need to... Yeah, that's better. There we go. Day 16,000. I'll need to get an extra diamond block for that. But this is where we celebrate all of our day milestones. Just a fun little spot. We have like these firework dispensers that will shoot things out and stuff when it is working. We need to load it up. Over here is my beacon of everything. Now, keep in mind, we have our netherite beacon up there. Over here, we have our solid diamond beacon. And this is going to be our first trivia of the video. For the OGs, how many diamonds do I have in my world? Roughly. To the nearest 1,000, we'll say. How many diamonds do I have in my world? Because we got quite a few. We got our emerald beacon, our gold beacon, and our iron beacon. Back before we had farms, getting all of these was actually a pain. Now, entering over here, we have our Japanese town. Pretty cool spot. This is where I used to store my horses. We actually had a horse from the start of the world that used to live here. I don't know where he is now. Here we got some cherry trees, which, I mean, it look okay. We got our little Japanese town house, which I used a tutorial to build. But it's got like interiors everywhere, which is pretty cool. Kind of more like a different sort of interior style. This is our floating katana. It's great. But I haven't seen all this stuff in so long. It's so funny to see all this. Anyways, exiting over towards this direction, we come over towards a little fishing hut, and then our portal to take us into our nether hub. Over here, we have our central cherry tree, and then some more like just little decorative houses and stuff. I think this is storage. Over here's a blacksmith, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, we gave it to some friends. Cool little blacksmith. This direction is like a barracks, where we have a whole bunch of bunk beds and all that. Over here is, I think, just a rich person's house. I don't know. It's a little larger of like a hut, upstairs and stuff. Yeah, I mean, they should have a door. I don't know. Over here is, I think, a tavern. Yeah, kind of sort of thing. And then like an armory again. So yeah, that is our Japanese town. We're not going to enter the nether just yet because we still have a few more things in the spawn region to show off. The obvious one being parkour spiral. This was my second or third huge mega build video that we did. Probably still to this day one of my favorites because I love parkour spiral personally. As you can see, it is an exact replica of parkour spiral. What's really cool about this, it doesn't work anymore, but over here we have this gold pressure plate, which in the real parkour spiral map, when you step on this, it starts the timer. Now, if you go underground, you can see I cleared out this whole space using TNT bombing machines. If you go underground and follow this redstone goes over here towards a scaffolding tower, which activates an actual clock. This clock will tick up when you step on that. I need to fix it, but it does work once it's fixed. But yeah, it's like minutes, seconds, milliseconds maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, as you can see, we got an exact replica of all of the levels, and I did use Lightmatica to build this just because you kind of need it. Now, what you'll also notice is we have beacon effects everywhere. This is the only spot in spawn where you do not have beacon effects, because I wanted this to be, you know, legit. Like, you could play this like you're in survival on the actual world. So it's pretty cool. Like, we're just full on playing parkour spiral in my 16,000 day hardcore world right now. And yeah, you can just go through here just like this. It's so sick. Now what's really cool is you may have seen it when we were underground. If you go towards this level over here, the mineshaft level, you will see that it goes underground into a fully custom ancient city, which is so sick down here. What I do is, you know that in ancient cities you find god apples. Well, inside of this ancient city, this is where I store all of my god apples, in this chest. I have a lot of god apples from 16,000 days of playing. How many have we got? Yeah, we got 8 stacks and 18 god apples. It's a lot, and that's not even counting the ones in our storage. To this day, it's still one of my favorite builds, honestly. Now, I think the last thing to show off for inside of the Farlands is my dome base. This was probably my first ever mega build. I didn't actually record this one My channel's lore is kind of weird. I started this world when I was playing Minecraft during COVID. I didn't even have a YouTube channel at that point, so I just played this world for fun until it was day 5,000. So all of these were built before day 5,000, just as like a passion project. So unfortunately, there is no video for this project, but this was all supposed to be like a snow globe. And I built this before Lightmatica was a thing. Because of that, I had to pillar up, hand place every one of these snow blocks. When I say this took me a long time, that's an understatement. This took me probably 20 hours of just doing this. I also had to use a dome generator on Google and then count every single circular ring as I was building this dome out of glass. It took me so long. Anyways, as we enter our dome, we come over here towards where we got some armor. We're just gonna go through this chronologically. We got some old horses and stuff over here. We got a cool little hut, kind of the same style as our old, you know, as our spawn. Up top over here, we got an interior for our watchtower, our guard. We got some little houses here. We got like a little industrial hut. And there's actually something pretty cool about this one. I need to remember how to do it. So yeah. Is it this? Yes. Okay. So you press that button, you come over here, and we enter the secret Mafia bunker. Now, the Mafia has some crazy lore in the hardcore world. I'm not going to really go into it, but we got the Mafia special potato, their elytra, their special diamond, their special ingot, their special pet fish, music, and enchant. Mafia got to enchant somehow. Yeah. And then we have the Mafia's most prized item. The words inside of this book is what the Mafia lives by. The words inside of this book are so special that they hold the key to life and death and what lives in between. Unfortunately, my lawyer said I'm not allowed to show it. But just trust that it is special what is inside of there. I should also say, if you want to get a world tour, if you want to get a world download to this world, can you go through here? Shoot, bro. I made this in 2021. That's insane. I should say, if you want to get a world download, all of this is going to be available on my Patreon. I will be giving it out for free someday once I finish my ongoing projects. More on that a little later. You'll see what I mean. Over here, we got a little super smelter. Still works, I think. I don't know. Over here is a little corner house. And I built this town as we were approaching day 5,000 in the world. So this is all like, it was kind of rushed because I was like, I need to finish it before 5,000. I have to. But yeah, these are all just kind of some more little houses. You know, we got a teeny little house in there. And before we go to that next build, I want to show you just this guy. Over here, I think we can sneak inside of this if you elytra hop. Yes, the man cave. This is the man cave. We got some snacks that spell out LOL. And then we can sneak out of here. I just love the little sneaky things in the world, you know? It's fun. But over here, this is a place that I actually still use to this day. This is our first ever villager trading hall. And the reason why I use it over our other one is that all of these villagers are 1 emerald. I cured them all down before they made the changes so that you can't multi-cure them. But I cured them all down to 1 emerald. We keep all of our stuff in the middle, and I still use it every once in a while when I need to get books and all that. Over here, this was like my little pet house. I don't know where the pets are. Another little hut here. Oh, that's right. Wait a second. Okay, we're gonna enter this house in a second. Over here's our armory. Over here's our barn. And basically, I wanted to make this like a snow globe medieval town. So kind of all of these houses are clogged into a tiny little space so that they could fit inside of the snow globe. That was kind of the idea. Now, if I recall, yes, this is our stone farm over here. So before we got crazy with the redstone and stuff, what I used to do was I had this stone farm. Yes, okay. So you would sit in here and you would literally just hand mine like this. If you had a beacon, it would be a little quicker, but yeah, that's kind of the idea. Now, this house is interesting. There is a secret entrance into this house, and I literally forget how to do it. I think it's something involved with this. Yes, okay. So you enter here, you go through an underground tunnel, which takes you up. How do I do this? Like that. Okay, it takes you up inside of here. And as you can see, these are iron doors, so you can't open them from the outside, which is kind of cool. We have like just a little watchtower that you requires some hidden knowledge of the world to get inside of. And yeah, there's no outside entrance other than this guy here, which is cool. Over here is another little house. And yes, I should say at one point, this entire village was populated by villagers. I had a whole bunch of them in here. I think they've kind of died off over time. This is one of like my better builds. They've kind of died off over time, but it used to all be populated by villagers. This is my tavern. I actually love this design. It's so sick. And I gave it to Beam. He was one of the oldest viewers of the channel. I don't think he still watches. Beam, if you're watching, I still remember you, man. Anyways, we got a tavern down here. And we can come upstairs where we got some like beds and stuff. It's kind of like a hostel, like a European hostel type thing, that you can just stay in. Is there a secret entrance? I don't know if there is. There might be like a secret room behind one of these. I don't know. But yeah, I think we can go upstairs. If you pay a little more, you can get like a room with a few less beds and stuff. That's kind of the lore, at least. Yeah, that's our tavern. Now, I think we have kind of gotten this whole half of the town showed off. Now we have this half. There's a lot in this world. I mean, I warned you at the start of the video. Over here, little fisherman villager. We got our water fountain. Over here, we got a cool little hut that has a secret area, which takes you to our underground mine for the village. I mined out this area to get blocks and stuff like stone when I needed it. That's the outside of the mafia bunker. Let's just fly out through that. Awesome sauce. Cool. And one thing you will notice is that there are no mobs in the world. I will explain more on that later. Over here, this is my boy, Plaxon Productions. Before I had this channel, I used to build dominoes. We'll probably show it on screen real quick. I used to FaceTime. His name is Nick. I used to FaceTime him every single day. He really inspired me to start YouTube and stuff, start the channel. So I gave him a house here. And I'm super grateful. Nick, if you're still watching, I hope you're doing well. Over here, we got another little house. We got a little watchtower here. I think it's a bell tower, actually. Yeah. Cool little bell tower to warn the villagers if we're under siege or something. Over here, we got a little farming hut. I occasionally use this if I need a lot of wheat. We got some like seeds and stuff stored inside of here. This house is Omen the Goated. Again, another very old viewer. Over here, we got a little fishing hut, which takes you over here. Right here, we got our Clash of Clans gold mine. I'm a big Clash of Clans fan. I figured it would be cool to do a little Clash of Clans gold mine. There's always like a minecart in the game that's going up and down like that. So, and I don't think there's anything back here other than our Roman Colosseum, which is cool. Again, it's a snow globe. It's more so supposed to be like a collectible item. Like it's not really like a realistic village, but we got a little house over here. And what's cool about this one, I think if we turn that, yeah, look at this. We have our little exit, a sneaky exit of the city. All right, so I think we've saved the best for last. Over here is our castle. This, I still call this to this day my home in the world. Oh my gosh. Before we do it, I need a coffee sip. I love these statue designs with like the carpet going across and the banners. Pretty sick. I think I saw that on Pinterest somewhere. But right here is my throne for the world. Now, as we go through this, you can see we got some like cool little libraries. We got some like items I like to show off over here. We got a kitchen in this room, which is cool. And the kitchen leads to our dining room because, of course, a castle's got to have a dining room. Over here's our servants' quarters. And then over here, we have like a closet, I think. Yeah. Now, a cool little thing is there's actually a hidden parkour inside of here. So what you do is you come up here. I think you jump. Wait, maybe we just jump to this one. Yeah. You go like that. You come up here. Oh, wait. Okay. Clearly, it's been a little while. But you do this. Parkour to that. go like this. You can shift up, and this one's lower. Now what you do is you come over here, boom, and we come to another howdy doody room. Super cool secret parkour lore in the world, you know. Of course, we need more of it. Yeah, that's kind of the whole lower floor. Now what we're going to do is we are going to come up here towards our second floor staircase. Over here, this takes us to the top of the castle where we got some armor. We got some cannons. I love that cannon design, man. It's so sick. And then over here, we got, this is officially my bedroom in the world, which is pretty cool. We got our closet over there. And then right over here, Scotty for president. He was the first ever Twitch viewer when I first started streaming. Super thankful. He's what started the whole channel off. Yeah, so I gave him a bedroom in the castle. I figured it would be appropriate, you know. I think we showed off everything inside of here. 48 minutes into this recording. This is insane. But there's one more thing over here. We got the fish hut. No one outfishes the hut, and we keep all of our fish inside of here. But yeah, okay. Anyways, I think that's everything for spawn. I think we got everything inside of the Farlands. And now this is where all of the videos really started to take a step up. Every single one from here on out kind of took me like hundreds of hours to make. So over here, obviously, is our Farlands. That is one of my favorite videos to this day. I think it's the most popular video on the channel as well. Just behind the Farlands, we have our industrial district. And now a trivia for the OGs. Which farm was my first ever farm in the industrial district? I'll let you guys know. Comment that down below. I'm curious if you guys know that. Basically, this industrial district, we got a whole bunch of farms inside of it, and we'll quickly go through them. I think it's actually going to be best to do this on free cam because there are a lot. We got a flower farm. We got an old tree farm that doesn't work. A bamboo farm. We got a netherwart farm. We have string farms which no longer work. An iron farm. We have a concrete converter, a creeper farm, a stone farm, chorus plant farm, snow farm, chicken farm, rail duper, cactus farm, melon and pumpkin farm, cobblestone generator. Oh, this used to be a slime farm. This was my first ever slime farm over here. Why are there so many mobs holding items down here? No wonder my world's so laggy. I need to do something about that. Sheep farm, vine farm, what the frick farm? Oh, glowberry farm. I have no idea what this is. Maybe a mangrove propagule farm? I don't know. Sea pickle farm. This used to be a concrete converter. It is since then broken. We got a shulker farm. We got a sugarcane farm, my first ever automatic sugarcane farm. Wood stripper. That is a farm. Sometimes you need a lot of stripped logs, you know? Over here, we got a snowball farm. I gotta show this one. This one's pretty sick. This one's actually sick. It's so extreme, but we built this for the dropper video. Look at how insane this thing is. It just drops an absurd amount of snowballs down because these snow golems are constantly being pushed forward and pulled back. Have they died? A couple have died. Okay, I gotta fix that apparently. What's cool about this whole district is that it all takes place in the span of one map. If you took a map, all of this would be inside of it, which is pretty sick. The other cool thing is that most of the old farms are connected up by water streams, which will take everything over here and into this automatic storage, which as you can see, has just so many items. I was being a little sarcastic at the start, but yeah, it's cool. It's got a whole bunch of items. This is one of the older builds. I occasionally still use it, but we got a whole bunch of stuff over here. Yeah, it's cool. It's a nice little like district. I don't really use it much anymore. I actually have a second farming district. We'll do more on that later. Now, just over here for the black hole video, we built a sheep farm, huge sheep farm, but we actually have a larger one now. So there's that. There's a little bamboo thing over this way. There's a squid farm that broke. I think for our 7,000 day stream, we did a stream where we built like 20 farms in one stream. So we built a lot of these little things that kind of broke. Keep in mind, we have not even gotten to the nether yet. Now over here is my dropper recreation. In the original dropper, there are, I think, 17, 19 levels, something like that. And I decided that for a video, we would build 9 of my favorites. So what we did was we marked out this huge area, and then we spent quite a long time going through and clearing out all this space. After that, I then flattened the walls, I flattened the ground and covered it in water so that mobs would not spawn. What's also really cool is we put teleporters throughout all of these levels. So basically, there's a lot of lore here. For the dropper video, I thought it'd be really cool to build these levels, and then I practiced on a copy of the world. I practiced playing these levels until I was so confident with it that I beat them on a live stream without a totem. I think I did it without a totem at least. I don't even remember at this point. So it was super risky, but we're gonna see if I can still play them. I'm gonna put my chest plate on, and here we go. So this is level 1. Now, what's really cool about this is you have to go through and get the diamonds from each of the levels. So when I fell in there, I hit a tripwire that started a timer, which is going to teleport me to the second level, just like that. Now we're on level 2. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. You have to be so perfect with all this. You can corner cut there. Got it. Sick. All right, level 3. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I so would have popped a totem. But anyways, we hit that. I forgot how to do it. And then you get another diamond from this one. So we'll wait a second to get teleported. Keep in mind, this is the copy world. Oh, no. 1, 2. Oh, okay, that's not the right one. Is it this one? No. Must be this one. 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then we do the parkour again to go through the level. So yeah, this is pretty cool. It's like you have to kind of memorize which one to go through. All right, here we go. We're about to get teleported to the forest level. This one's tricky. You have to go like that. And then to go get the diamond, there's like a chest up there. Cool little fact, this is 0-0 on the world. You can see the end crystal points there, which is cool. Now we're teleported onto this level. Okay, let me just creative mode this, and we're gonna do this one more time. So you're teleported onto this level, which a lot of people thought I cheated this video because I didn't take fall damage. Funny little thing, there's just powdered snow under there. Like, right here. People thought that I cheated this video because you don't take fall damage from that. Anyways, you go through this, boop, go like that, and then you come down here, hit that. Now, there is just enough time on this timer that when you hit that tripwire, you can run over here. This is the kitchen level, by the way, which looks so sick. And these are just exact recreations of the dropper levels from the OG map. Oh! As you can see, I need to practice a little bit. Hit that. Okay, now this one's tricky to get the diamond. You have to come up over here on the skeleton's foot. This is the skeleton level from the OG map. Okay, hit that. Boom, 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 boom. Oh no, I'm not gonna make it. You literally have to be perfect on your parkour to get this in time. No, I did. Okay, no, I didn't. Okay, now this one is the cube level. Fall over here. Boom. Just like that. Start doing parkour. This one takes a while, but then we're going to... Okay, I messed up. Yeah, cool little thing. This is the grid level. And now we're going to the iconic level. Here it is. The rainbow spiral. There we go. So yeah, that is the dropper thing. And now let's say that you got all of the diamonds. We're gonna go on creative, get a couple extra diamonds. You need like 9 to do this. So it teleports you up here. Now what you do is you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shoot, I didn't do it in time. Basically, you would die if you did, if you didn't get all 9 diamonds. But anyways, right over here, we teleport this cool little spot, which is at perfect angle to make this illusion work. I think you go this. Yeah, look at that. So this is the infinite staircase illusion. And yeah, that's kind of like the reward for finishing this. So you follow that step to that one, to that one, to that. Boom, 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 boom. And it just keeps going up and it keeps going up. But yeah, if you actually, oh, okay. If you actually look at it, it's actually just this shape, which is pretty cool. That is the dropper recreation. It took me a long time, probably the most time I've ever put into a video, except for Blazing Caves video, which we'll get into that in a little bit. Actually, this is the perfect time to get into it because right over here, we have our platform, which we used to get the swamp nitwit zombie villager. Now, this is a baby swamp villager we found, but basically we have this setup up here at the perfect height that you'll basically look down, you'll see, did I get the villager? No, I didn't. Come up here, just keep cycling like this. And by going up here, it gets rid of all the mobs down there. But we don't have any right now because the mob switch is on. In case you didn't know, Blazing Caves is an achievement pack that adds over 1,000 achievements to the game. And when you play in a world for a long time, you eventually run out of things to do. You got to do achievement packs like this to stay interested. There are a whole bunch of categories. This is our adventure category. This is our animals category. These are all random things you have to do. And I beat 100% of Blazing Caves. These are all the categories you got to go for. Reach 1,000 levels. I am level 17,000. I'll explain how I got that in a little bit. We got our weaponry category, my favorite, the super challenges category, where we got all sorts of insane challenges. If you want to look through these and pause it, you can. I'm also going to be making a video on this whole pack, which is coming out pretty soon. We have 2 more things to show before we can finally go to our nether. Over here, this is my first ever drowned farm, and we used this because one of my favorite things is every Halloween getting the special mobs. I don't know why they're not attacking me, but we got some like a guy with a trident and a pumpkin that spawned. Trident and pumpkin. I'm on creative so that they don't get mad at me. I know we have a jack-o'-lantern guy somewhere, but this was our cool little drowned farm. Basically, they spawn inside of here and then filter down, and they, for whatever reason, they used to want to go towards like holes. These would be mined open and they could fall down. It was weird, man. I don't know how it works or why it works. Over here, this is actually my most recent video. This is old Minecraft chunks. I think that's the best way to describe it. So basically, we did a video where we got impossible enchantments for our armor. And now I know you guys have seen videos where people have gotten all 4 types of protections. But look at this. My helmet, feather falling 4 on it. My chest plate has feather falling 4. My pants have feather falling 4. My boots have respiration 3. All of those should be impossible. I have a bow that has mending, infinity, and looting on it, which are all supposed to be impossible. The way we did it was we went to an old version of Minecraft. We brought the chunks into the hardcore world, so that's what this is for like posterity's sake. We can look back at it. It's pretty cool. We got some old things. Over here, I don't know how this happened, but we got a skeleton that does not have a bow. And then just down this way, we'll show that chest in a second. Just down this way, this is my area that we use to basically like get all of the weird items and stuff. We use this whole area. There was like a zombie spawner down here. And then right up here is where we have some more impossible things. So we have arrows of luck. We have uncraftable potions, power TNT, efficiency obsidian, respiration water bucket, a nameless enchanted diamond. This is not just like a space for the name. There's actually nothing on the name here, and some other cool things. And then over here is a very special villager. This is a Fletcher that sells arrows of luck, and you can only get this in 1 snapshot. So we have him here. Eventually we're gonna like make a farm for arrows of luck and stuff. We got all those, which is pretty sick. And yeah, I think we're ready to move on finally. Before we go to the nether, the final thing I want to show of spawn is just over here back at spawn. We have a railway. This is our railway that I alluded to earlier. If we go ahead and start moving, we will begin going down this railway, and we will be going down this railway for the next 4 hours. So obviously we are in the creative world. I just TP'd out here, but anyways, this railway goes exactly 100,000 blocks. We are approaching it right now, and we come over here towards my vacation house. Now, basically back towards like day 6, 7,000, I got kind of tired of the world for a little bit. I decided that for a couple of streams, we were going to go take a vacation exactly 100,000 blocks out in the world. So the railway connects over towards it, and we end up over here at my vacation home. So a couple of little things. We got like boat, which I gave to somebody. We got this little chainmail zombie, which we found, which it's enchanted as well. I feel like that's kind of rare. Cool little spot here of the world. And as you can see, it's this cool little house that's just chilling on this rock here. Now, what we're going to do is before we go to the house, we'll follow the pathway up. We have this bridge that goes over to the mainland. I think this actually used to connect to the mainland. There's no way there's a Wandy Tea here. Dude, I could have used that for some of the Blazing Caves achievements. But yeah, we come over here where we got like a little farm, a little thing, because we wanted to have everything at this vacation house so that you could survive. There's also a nether portal. I don't think there's anything on this side of the nether, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's just how we get back. First time in the nether of this video. Wow. But yeah, so now we come up over here towards our little house, and we got some cool little things. We got a zombie head. We got like a fireplace. It's all decorated. I was definitely getting a little better at building at this stage of the world. So yeah, I am going to once again just get home, and now I think we can finally get to the nether. Here we are in spawn once again. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to go through our portal. This is going to take us to the nether for the first time. And now this is where the series gets insane. I'm gonna turn gamma off real quick. This is my nether hub. This was inspired by Cubfan in one of the Hermitcraft seasons. I forget which one exactly, but it's supposed to be like a space themed nether hub with these portals. At some point I will be doing a new nether hub, but with the end rods, they're like stars and stuff. And then if you look down in space, of course, you got to have the galaxy. And I built this entire galaxy. So I had a pixel art generator next to me, and I looked at it block by block, copying it, counting every single block. There are 13,000 blocks. This took me hours to do. It was absurd. As you can see, it is color coded to kind of get you all the directions. Right over here is south. That's kind of always the one I use for like reference of where I am. As you can see, we are on the nether ceiling, where we have a whole ton of stuff to show off. So we're just gonna start. You know, our shulker farm we had before, this is the output of the shulker farm, or one of them at least. This is my first ever gold farm. A trivia for the OGs. If you remember what this is, okay, never mind. It's called Bristol Farm. This is a gold farm. And as you can see, there are no mobs spawning. That is because I have what's called a mob switch. I'll show you that in a little bit. It basically prevents all mobs from being able to spawn. So I'm kind of invincible in this world. I don't want to get too prideful, but it's like very hard to die. We have mob switches in every dimension. We have OP armor, totems. I'm also playing super carefully. So it's like, it's pretty difficult to die. I'll just say that. Let's go counterclockwise. So we'll start over here. We have a basalt generator. Cool little thing. I get my basalt here. Over here, we have a honey bee farm. I have actually moved the hives for the Blazing Caves achievements. We have ice road right up here. This is really cool. We can ride this out and they get auto broken by cacti. And then you can just change directions. It's actually quicker than flying with elytra. And then this takes us over towards my big slime farm. I have never needed to build another slime farm since making this. This thing has produced many slime balls. I don't know what I was doing with the storage. It's hideous. It actually no longer works because I built this before Deep Slate was added, before the Caves and Cliffs achievement. But I'll go ahead and show you what it was anyways. This was my first ever perimeter that I made in the world. Since then, I've built many more perimeters, but I think this was a 17 chunk slime farm. It used to produce about 200,000 slime balls an hour. It might still work to some extent, just not as quickly, but that's like your... Oh, I know why I'm lagging. Oh my gosh. Okay, I know why I'm lagging. Anyways, this is my perimeter. My first ever one in the world. You see how I'm lagging? I might die, honestly. Let's see if it allows me to land. I'll show you why I'm lagging. Okay, I'm fine. I am lagging because of another video I did right down here. This portal takes us to our map room. I still hold the world record for the largest ever map room created in a survival world. I think somebody in a creative world built one with like 30,000 maps, but this map room has 8,000 maps inside of it. I think 8,800. Not only does it have all of our overworld builds and stuff, it also has the end dimension before we had our black hole and stuff out there, which I will show you more of that later. But yep, this is our map room. It's super laggy to look at. If you're looking at the world, you would kind of, or the universe, whatever it is, you do that in an observatory. So I figured it would be really cool to make this an observatory theme. So that's what this is just over here. I'm gonna get out of here before I die die. But yeah, the first time those maps load in, it always takes a while. A lot of these portals are random. We don't really need to go through them. What we are going to go through is over here. We follow our ice road over towards a couple more farms. This was a drowned farm we made or a trident farm. This was a Guardian XP farm. We'll go through these portals and I'll just show you real fast. I was doing like some map art there at one point, but cool little spot here. You can kind of just AFK. Drowns would spawn and go in there. It's super inefficient. These were old farms. This was honestly all built before farming became a big thing in Minecraft. So it's like a lot of these were very rudimentary. We got a guardian farm. Yeah, a lot of these were very rudimentary, not really like the good designs we have nowadays, but they worked and that's what mattered, you know? So back through here, what we're going to do is we're going to go a little farther out. Now following our ice road, there are a couple of things over here, and we come over this direction over towards our old wither skeleton farm. This was the first ever one that I made, and I regret this one greatly. You'll see why. You'll see why. Can you imagine why I might regret building this farm? Why are there mobs spawning? That shouldn't even be possible. Okay, anyways, I slabbed this entire nether fortress in a 128 block radius. It took me a long time, probably 40 hours. We had to go through the back of here. I slabbed every single block inside of the nether fortress, on the nether fortress. There are like friggin' caves up here that I had to clear these trees out and then do all this. And for some reason, I didn't realize that mobs can't spawn on trees, so I also slabbed top of trees. So this took a long time, and the reason why I regret it is since then they have come out with designs where you don't even have to slab. It's so much quicker. Over here is my fortress farm. We just get some blaze rods occasionally from here, and yeah, I mean it's all like old lore of the world, you know? I can't really regret this because, you know, we had nothing better at the time. This was the fastest farm that there was. But anyways, let's once again go on creative mode. So if we go a little farther, as you can see, this path goes about 3,000 blocks out. And if you've been an OG of the channel for a while, you might know what this is. Go ahead and guess. This is your final chance. This is my quarry. We made a video where we built a quarry. If you don't know what a quarry is, it's not a perimeter that just blows up the land. A quarry blows up the land, but it also saves the blocks. We built a 256 wide quarry. Maybe this is like 200. I don't know. It's something like that. By 1,000 long, and got roughly 40 million blocks from it. As you can see, this is what the quarry looks like. It removes the land one slice at a time and then gives you the items. It saves them in this water stream and it goes towards this storage. What's so cool about this is you can literally see, look at how many diamonds and stuff there are. This quarry, I think, got me about 10,000 diamonds, and it explodes them, which means you're not even getting the fortune benefits. But as you can see, we saved all of the items over here, and I built this for my nuclear base, which I'll show you a little bit. I'll show you that. I don't even know where it is. I'll show you that in a little bit, but we got all sorts of cobblestone. People called me crazy for saving that. We got all sorts of deep slate. I might have moved a lot of it. Oh no, it's just, we got like millions and millions of every single item. Yeah, so this is our storage. We got like roughly 40 million items from it, which was quite a lot. Now we're gonna go through here. As you can see, this is just a chunk loader, takes us to the lower portion. I am going to quickly make my way back to spawn. All right, so here we are. We are now at spawn again. We've showed the ice highways. We're now going to go over here towards where you were seeing all of these withers. That is because for the dropper video, I ran out of beacons for that video, and I figured we gotta solve that problem once and for all. I need to lower the volume of this. We have literally an automatic wither killer. We broke all this bedrock in one stream. By the way, I should mention I stream all of my stuff for anybody who's wondering, like, is this legit? It is legit, and I do it like on streams. But we have an automatic wither killer, which kills withers. We got like thousands of nether stars from this. We already built like an entire shulker of beacons, so a lot of stuff from that. Over here is this is my first ever frog light, actually. This is cute compared to what I'm about to show you, because over here, this was one of my favorite videos. Honestly, underrated video. This is where we have 3 farms that I built so that I could build the black hole. The first farm was an actually cracked guardian farm. This is another Froglight farm. I'll show that in a second, but we're going to go through here. This is going to take us to our industrial district. Over here, we have one of my favorite builds in the world, the oil rig. I designed this on creative with Shovel. If you guys have seen him, shout out to Shovel. Super, super cool design. But what's really cool about this is that mobs cannot spawn on here. Underneath all of these carpets are lights that prevent mob spawns. And the reason we want that is because if we go on this tower right here and AFK at this point right here, we are safe from phantoms. You will see underneath us is our huge guardian farm. Yeah, this gives us about 500,000 drops an hour. The inside of this oil rig, I've not done anything else with other than just lighting it up to prevent mob spawns. Yup, pretty sick. Then over here, we have a shroom light farm. We needed a whole bunch of shroom lights so that we could get all of them for the black hole. Big shroom light farm, it's like 30K an hour. Then over here is our Giga. This is our frog light farm, which is also pretty darn quick. Gives us all the frog lights we'll ever need and magma cream. Holy cow. We got a whole bunch of frog lights. We're never gonna need more. I forget what this is. Oh, this is just where I bred the frogs, apparently. Yeah, so then we're gonna go over this direction. You may have seen it a second ago, but over here is our AFK ice farm. I built this a while back. Basically, it's a super cool design. You go through here, you mine all of the ice, and we have water streams that's pushing you throughout the thing. But what happens is let me just free cam it. You end up coming towards this final row over here. And because you're holding, I think, left and right click, you ended up putting like your pickaxe as it was about to break into an item frame and it would give you a new pickaxe. But yeah, storage for that is over here. This is how I always would get ice back in the day. And yeah, we even have a couple picks in there still. That is our ice farm. Again, over here, this is our green froglight farm. I think some powdered snow when it first came out. There's so much history to this world. I think it's coming on 5 years right now. We're getting pretty close to the 5-year anniversary. Anyways, a lot of these I'm not going to show. They're more just like various portals I use to travel out in the world. We are going to show a couple of things over here. So this used to be my gold farm, and I actually converted it mostly into an XP farm. I don't know why zombie pigmen are spawning. They shouldn't be with our ender pearl loader, but with our mob switch. But anyways, you could always come up here, just AFK here, you'd get some XP. I still use this to this day to repair some tools and stuff. Over here, very OG gold farm that we built. This was actually like a very quick design, and we're gonna go through here. I think we have like, yeah, I think we have like a big storage over here. Do I actually still have gold? That would be useful to know. Oh my gosh, this was before I even shulker loaded. What was I doing, bro? Okay, yeah, cool little thing. That's the output of the gold farm. We actually have a quicker one now, if you can believe it. So let's go back through here. That's our gold farm. Over here, this was my first ever piglin bartering farm. We would use the gold to barter for some drops, just like this. They're not sorted or anything. That's because over here, this is my current day piglin bartering farm, which is sorted. And as you can see, there are 256 piglins inside of here. We can chuck them. Let's do it once. We'll chuck them a shulker of gold. Watch how fast they take this stuff. It's absurd. So you start bartering with them. Their drops pop out in a second. They all fall down here into the automatic sorter, which pushes them through. You can see they're funneled onto here. They all get automatically sorted. We will have to like change this when the happy ghasts come out, the dried ghast block, whatever it is. But it's all collected down here, shulker loaded, which is super helpful if I ever need any of these items. We just have so many items down here. It's actually stupid. Like, it's pretty insane. But that's our big piglin bartering farm. It's like 500,000 drops an hour. If you remember to earlier when I said that there was that what the heck? This was supposed to be the squid farm. Why are there like 1 million eggs in there? What the heck happened? They're constantly laying eggs and the eggs are getting collected. That makes so much sense. Apparently this is an egg farm. That's actually so helpful to know. This is helpful doing this world tour, I won't even lie. Now we come up towards a new trivia question. This is my first ever XP farm. I built it even before the spider farm that we saw earlier. What was this farm called? That is a trivia for the OGs. I don't think many people know this answer. The cool thing about this is a double skeleton XP farm. So we would get arrows, we would get a whole bunch of stuff. We have a cool little map of the land up above. We have our enchanting setup. I used this to enchant way back in the day. And as you can see, one skeleton XP farm, all the skeletons would be funneled to the middle. Where's the Oh, over here. Yeah, so you'd kind of stand in the middle and all the skeletons would be funneled up to over here where they come down. And in a second, you will see. Wait for it now. Dude, I called it. They are one hit, which is pretty sick. So yeah, I would use that to get XP back in the day. It was a double skeleton farm, so it was actually really sick. Keep in mind, this was also before we had like XP farms invented by the smart Minecraft players. Okay, over here, this is a Hoglin food farm. Not anything super important to show there. Over here, yeah, let's go to these. This is my gold farm. It is called the Glotzify Gold Farm. It uses about 40,000 obsidian to work. And if we go through here, you will see this is going to take us to the overworld where we have the storage. This, I think, is the fastest XP farm that you can still make. It used to be raid farms, but they broke those. But you use this guy overnight and you'll go from about level 0 to 5,000. It's pretty darn quick. But we got all sorts of gold ingot shulkers, which that's how I trade with piglins. We also have an entire storage full of golden nuggets. I probably should craft these down at some point. I just have not gotten to it. But yeah, we got a whole bunch of gold from that. We're chilling there. That is the Glotzify Gold Farm, which is super sick. Over in this direction, this portal takes us to a sand farm, and we have a whole bunch of sand farms over here. There's no real point to show them off. So over here, this is important. Through here, this is going to be one of my largest mega bases I've ever built. This takes us to the Atlantis place. This is an unfinished build. I hope to get this done by day 20,000 ideally. Let's just go free cam real quick. As you can see, it is a ginormous circular outline. The diameter of this circle is 601 blocks. Over here, this used to be a mushroom island that I deleted. I didn't like the idea of there being land next to my ocean base. And also this was another mushroom island I deleted. The cool thing about this is if we go on our map mod real quick, you'll see that this is a huge ocean. So I had to scout out this land using like a biome finder to find an ocean that was like 2,000 by 2,000 blocks. What I really want to be able to do inside of this build is basically not see land in any direction, because I'm going to be putting Atlantis here for a video. It is going to be super sick. One cool thing I'm going to be doing is we're going to be putting maps. These are all locked maps. We're going to be doing maps of all the stages of Atlantis so that we can kind of see it like getting built as we go. As you can see, there are the mushroom islands as they used to be here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. But yeah, that is the Atlantis build. Anyway, we're back over here. We just came from over there. That's where Atlantis is. Over here, we have a couple of pretty cool builds. This is a miniature recreation of my end portal transformation. I will be showing the end soon. We're not going to show it just yet, but I will show you the recreation. What's really cool though is my goal for this world is to have a museum of everything. One of the things that I wanted to do was have every single mob and every single variation of jockey mob capture. So the mobs that cannot leave the nether are the piglin brute, the pigman jockey, the piglin, obviously, and then the hoglin. Those mobs will convert into different mobs if they leave. Yeah, that is, this is the little recreation. We're going to go over here and we're going to go through this portal, which is going to take us to our recreation. Now, what's really cool is this is all supposed to be like a magical sort of theme for this build. I don't even know what I was doing. I was just making something cool, you know? But inside of here, when biomes were not like cringe to create for videos, I created 17 different biomes inside of here, basically all just to make the end portal look as cool as possible. Yeah, I think we did a pretty cool job. Like, I really like the miniature ocean monument. I like the pizza biome, the geode biome. I know those aren't really biomes, but it was just also supposed to be really cool. Up here, we actually have something that is now impossible. They fixed it. It used to be a double stacked book. I don't know why it's single now. They fixed it. No. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. It used to be double stacked. Up here, this is a pretty sick section of the world. This is where I keep all my jockey mobs. And now a cool little thing, jockey mobs cannot lay eggs. If you ever see eggs inside of a video where somebody claims to have collected a jockey mob, that's a way to tell that they cheated getting those. They spawned them in, because when you spawn them with commands, they do lay eggs. Anyways, we got the husk jockey. We got the villager jockey, and it's also upside down. The way you get this is you get a chicken that has a zombie villager on top of it. You cure it, then you let the villager grow up, then you turn them upside down with dinner bone. We got a zombie jockey, but this one's rare because it's got chainmail armor. We got a zombie villager jockey, because remember, I'm also trying to do every variation of every mob in the world. Spider jockey, skeleton horseman. Also, the reason we put these here and not in the end is jockey mobs used to not be able to go through portals, so we captured them all here. We got our diamond armor skeleton, which is holding a chest plate, no bow. You had to get this through like a really weird trick in an old version. We got our drowned jockey, our evoker riding a Ravager, a vindicator riding a Ravager, and then a pillager riding a Ravager. So it's every single combination of every single jockey mob. Now over here, this is how I got my drowned jockey using this little farm. Over here, you might recognize this one. This is a Rube Goldberg machine, had I think 27 steps, all basically one thing triggered another, and another triggered another, so on and so forth, all the way over toward the world's largest TNT explosion. Now, when we hit 1 million subscribers on the world, I thought it would be really cool to do a video to celebrate where we exploded 1 million TNT. It was actually 1.3 million TNT, but this is the aftermath of the explosion. It was super sick. Highly recommend checking that out. But we built this big obsidian cube up here to basically protect ourselves from the TNT explosion. And what's really cool is we have all the beacon effects to stay safe. TNT does not go through obsidian, so we have obsidian and water. Water prevents TNT from exploding. Then we have this little safety room in the core of here where I can basically sit in here and have constant totems dispensed that are recycling inside of here, so that I would have infinite totems to stay safe, basically. What's super sick is we have an obsidian cube with 10 layers of water, another obsidian, 10 layers of water, another obsidian. So I didn't die from this. And then we also had turtle master potions effective when it was running. So basically I wanted to stay as safe as possible and not die. And yeah, that is the TNT explosion. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to show over here. We're going to be going towards the nuclear base in a second. I think we got all of that stuff that's important. Right over here, we have our wither skeleton farm. Still works to this day. Pretty cool. It's my best wither skeleton farm. We'll show the bottom side of this in a moment. Whole bunch of just random things in here. This is how we get coal for the most part on the world. Over this direction, I think it's this portal here. This is gonna take us towards another drowned farm that we have. But this one's special. It's a nautilus shell farm because one of the achievements for blazing caves is to get a stack of conduits. So what we had to do for that requires 8 stacks of nautilus shells. That's absurd to have to collect. I built this little farm here courtesy of a creator. I need to check who this is by. Basically, this gets you about a stack of conduit shells every like 30 minutes or something. So we just AFK'd this for like 4 hours, got all the shells we needed, and we were chilling. Yep, that is our nautilus shell farm. We're sick. Go ahead and go creative mode to get back a little quicker. Now, over here, we're back at our wither skeleton farm. We're gonna go to this guy. Remember how we had a netherite beacon? Here, we have a beacon netherite. Just a flex, just to do it. Over here, this is the area of my world that I probably go to the most out of everything in the entire world. This is my storage system. This is called the Alexa 2.0 storage system. As we go through this portal, you will see that we are actually inside of a huge perimeter I built. This is a 512 by 512 perimeter, and this is everything's storage system. We're actually going to be doing a new storage system soon because this one has its own flaws. But what's really cool about this, we got a small little super smelter. We got like some stuff over here, a little potion brewer. Then down below, we have our center of the storage. And then we have every single hall. I was going to put diagonal storage into here, but it broke. Ignore that. That's why we're building a new one. But what I really like about this is that you can just see the CPU. That's what I call the center of our storage, the CPU. You can see the redstone working when it's sorting items. And then it automatically sorts items into their own slots throughout this area. We have every single item in the game, except for some of the newer ones. Again, part of the reason we're building a new storage is because we ran out of space for all the items. But that's like our main hall. Over here, we have like stones, foods, every single arrow tip. We got mob heads, beacons. Like, we got a lot of beacons, diamonds. I gotta show you. We're so rich in this world. It's disgusting. Diamond ores, more diamonds. It's absurd. It's stupid. And then over here is more of our like living things hall. We got like plants and stuff, trial keys, ominous keys. I even have the sherds sorted up there. We got spots for suspicious sand and gravel. Every single armor trim, everything. And then over here, the final hall. This is the area for stuff that doesn't get sorted. Again, you can see it's kind of broken. So I need to fix this at some point. Now, what's really cool about this is how you load items into the system. So look at this. Let's chuck a couple items in. What we're going to do is we come up the bubble column. You can see that the items are just sitting there. You press this lever and they're going to get funneled to the center and then automatically sorted, which is super sick. I also thought it'd be sick to have like a button that closes these doors. We're going into lockdown mode, you know, nuclear lockdown mode, and it closes it and opens them on all four cardinal directions, which is sick. So anyways, exiting the storage, you can see we are under a cobblestone roof, and that is because all of this is inside of my nuclear mega base. This is a base we have not finished yet. I'm getting closer day by day, but we got these sick nuclear towers up over here. We got I'll just free cam inside of here. We got some things that we used to get the blazing caves achievements. This is a little potato farm thing. There's nothing else inside of these towers yet, but what we're gonna do someday is flood the floor with lava, radioactivity. You know, we're gonna put like spikes and stuff sticking out of the ground. It's so cool because whole thing is over a perimeter, if you recall. So I built all of this by hand. It took hundreds of hours. It was absurd. All of this is perimeter, so we custom terraformed this, built these rocks, the sand, the pipes with like sludge coming out of them, these dead cacti, all of that. And once the center's finished, it's gonna be insane. Right over here, this is an auto crafter. Before auto crafters were a thing in the game, you would use these and it would craft like 1,000,000 items an hour. It's actually still quicker to use this than the auto crafting tables. We use this to make all the TNT for the TNT video. But yeah, this is the nuclear base, which is one of my favorite places. I'm sure once it's finished, it will be. I don't know. There are a lot of favorite builds in this world, if you couldn't tell. So we got that. Over here, cool little thing when we were doing the achievement for the stack of conduits, we got this really rare chicken jockey, a drowned on a chicken holding a trident. And the odds of that is like 1 in 6,400, which is super sick. Over here, magma cube farm. Over here, this is my ocean monument base. This is called Aquaticus. I call this base. We're going to actually go through here and we are going to go to my ocean monument transformation that I made a long time ago. Another trivia for the OGs. What day was it when I began this base? If you were watching that far back, I kind of wanted to go with these like Mordor tower themed towers in chains and stuff, shooting lightning into the middle, which was pretty sick. This is one of my older builds, but we got a whole bunch of beacons around here. And actually this little spot up here, this is an AFK spot because inside of here, it's an ocean monument farm. But as you can see, we got this super sick layered glass design with like the fog and stuff. I think it was like 150,000 blocks of glass I had to place. And then it's all terraformed the edge and stuff. It took me a long time. Also, that's water outside. But anyways, inside of here, my throne room. Then over here, we got all the mob heads I used to collect. I would get these during thunderstorms and stuff. I don't really do that anymore, but it is a cool little thing. We got some we got a little aquarium, more mob heads. And then inside of here, this is the Guardian farm. It doesn't really work anymore, so I don't bother with it. But we're gonna drop down here towards storage for the Guardian farm. We would always collect the items inside of here, which was cool. But then over here, this is a spot that I still go to quite often, and that is my super smelter. So you put like a bunch of items inside of here. It cooks like a shulker of items in like 2 minutes. It's absurd. It's all you would ever need if you weren't crazy. That's because down here, this is my Giga super smelter. Another trivia, what video did I make this for? I'm gonna go ahead and show you because it is so sick to watch. All right, watch this. So we load this in. Instantly, it is taken. And watch this. Furnace minecarts are distributed out, and you will see all of these furnaces begin to start to light up. There are 1,728 items being cooked right now. 1 stone in every single furnace. And then once it's done, well, wait a second. Once all of the items are cooked, minecarts run underneath, collecting the items. They all get stored in here. This releases the minecarts, just like that. And then they, from both sides, come over here to the middle where they're going to get destroyed. Like that. The stone pops out all cooked. Then it gets shulker box loaded. As you can see, it's getting very quickly loaded up. This all got cooked in 10 seconds. Keep in mind, you can put like 20 shulkers of items in and it would do it in like 2 minutes. Super sick. It uses a crap ton of coal, which is why you need to have a lot of coal from the wither skeleton farm. Yeah, so that is my ocean-based transformation. Over here, this is to this day one of my favorite builds in the world. This is the Avatar Islands recreation. So if you didn't know, the Avatar movies are one of my favorite movie series. I thought that to celebrate the second movie coming out after like 13 years after the first one, that we would build a recreation of the final battle scene from the movie itself. The way we did this was we went on a creative world, designed these, then I grabbed a Lightmatic, built it on here, collected all the items, had to build a ton of farms and stuff. It took me a solid minute, but my idea for this island, I want to actually make this practical someday. I want to put a third villager trading hall inside of this island. So I was thinking like each one of these islands is a different type of villager. So maybe the big middle island, which is like the largest one, we do like the librarians because that's what we would have the most of. Something like that. I'm not entirely sure. We'll figure it out. But then we have a whole bunch of the banshees from the movies. This is a diagonal one. You don't even know how hard these were to design. We got like a bunch of the normal ones. We got the scorpion helicopters, which are so cool. Shovel helped me design those. And then I actually designed this ship in the middle by myself. This is the Valkyrie ship from the movie, which is pretty cool. There's nothing inside of it, but you can use this portal to like exit the islands. Before we do that, I just want to show it with shaders because that's like one of the best things you can do. Just look at how sick this is. Wait, Suis is not good. Yeah, look at that. Isn't this the coolest build you've ever seen? It's like 400,000 blocks. So this is where the scale of these projects really began to step up a notch. And as you can see, like, look at this from the map. It's so cool. So cool. I'm trying to think what else we missed. There's like, I think we're doing good. We're going to go back to the nether and we got a few more builds to show. Over here, this is where we enter our second industrial district in the world. So over here, we're going to go through this portal. I used portal way in the past for some like end portal farms. We had like a snow golem like farm, sand farm thing here. Not super important anymore. Now I used it to like get a gas to the end. You'll see in a little bit. That's what that portal is. Over here, these are chunk loaders. That chunk load the iron farm. We'll show that in a second. This is a miniature version of my emerald beacon, which is in the overworld. And then also over here, we have a nether mob switch, which is super cool. And switch this on, and now we will not have any mobs. That actually explains why mobs were spawning. We will not have any mobs ever spawn because we have 70 zombie villagers here that I traded with when they were normally villagers. If you don't know how a mob switch works, each player in a Minecraft world can load 70 mobs, and then no more mobs will spawn. So what you do, you have 70 mobs that are constantly loaded by a chunk loader. That will then mean that no more mobs will spawn, and it's essentially peaceful mode. We're gonna go through here. This is one of my most nostalgic videos. You see, way back in the day, this was the video that I would say kind of blew up the channel, honestly. I think we were at about 80,000 subscribers, and when I posted this one, it got the channel to 100,000 and also sort of kickstarted my journey with mega builds and stuff. This used to be world's largest emerald beacon, or beacon ever. It is hollow, so arguably it's not really a beacon. The amount of comments I saw that said that, but as you can see, this thing is insane. on the map, even more insane in person. This is also kind of where we enter our second industrial district. I've been talking for 2 hours, so I'm kind of losing my mind a little bit. Over here, this is a wandering trader farm. We used this for blazing caves when we needed to get wandering traders for some achievements. Not really anything special. It just manipulates the spawns and collects wandering traders. Over here, we have a music disc farm. When I was trying to collect every single item in the world, we had this cool little disc farm. This is our old gunpowder farm. I used to use this to get all sorts of mob drops and stuff, but more importantly, this is where I collected my rare chicken jockey, because like the villager chicken jockey, we had these special setups down here that would like lure the mobs to the middle. We would save the mobs down here, pretty sick, and then you would AFK up top, which is pretty cool. Over here, this was another video I did at one point. This is my every tree farm, or at least it used to be. We're missing it, like the cherry trees and the pale garden trees. Basically, the way this would work is we have this absurd moss farm up here, which generates enough bone meal to be able to run all of these automatic tree farms. So we have a multi-tree farm here, stupid fast. We got a nether trees farm, mangrove tree farm, dark oak tree farm, and then all of it down here is automatically chunk loaded or shulker loaded. I don't know what I'm saying. Frick ton of logs. Dude, that scared me for a second. Yeah, we got a whole bunch of logs and stuff inside of here. Now, right over here, this is our overworld mob switch. I built this way back in the day. Inside of here, we'll quickly free cam. Now that pearls load chunks, we just use a pearl to constantly load it. And we have a whole bunch of zombie villagers in here. They make it so that we don't ever have to worry about mobs in the overworld. So we have the overworld, we got the nether, and we also got the end, which I'll show you in a little bit. Right over here is my 9,000 per hour iron farm. And we got a little pillager running through here who spawns the iron golems. Their drops come over here. Okay. Their drops are collected. I gotta update this at some point and make it like automatically shulker loaded, or maybe even craft it into iron blocks with the auto crafters. I don't know. I'll do that at some point. Right over here, we have every biome type villager breeder. Let me go ahead and free cam. We got swamp villagers, desert villagers, jungle villagers, taiga villagers, I think, savanna villagers, snowy, and then of course normal. Down here is an AFK stone farm. It mines 72,000 stone an hour, and these portals here actually repair your pickaxe so that you can mine forever with it. This actually almost caused me to die in the world at one point. I got stuck inside of these portals, and oh my goodness, look who came to say hi. Murph. Oh, she came to say hi. She heard me talking. Comment, we love Murph. Oh my gosh, she's loving this. Look at that. That's Murph's window spot. So when we're streaming the world and stuff, you can always just see Murph up there, which is pretty fun. So yeah, stone farm. I accidentally almost died inside of here. There was an April Fool's where I was on a copy of the world once and I did die inside of here. We got Mozed, we got Glovin, we got Crazy Kai, we got Richard, we got Jaden. Oh, wait. No, oh, dude, wait a second. Oh, crud. Oh, wait, no. Wait, no, this is bad. No. Oh my. It was so funny. The chat started freaking out, but obviously it was staged. Over here, I got a couple of achievements over there for Blazing Cave, some like raid related ones. Got a little turtle farm, turtle egg farm over here. This is a 14,000 per hour shulker shell farm. I needed a lot of shulker shells for the quarry. You know, 40 million items, you need a lot of shulker boxes. Then over here, this is my 1,024 sheep farm. There are 64 of every single sheep. They are automatically sheared, and then their drops are loaded into shulker boxes so that we have unlimited wool of every single color. And we did that for the dropper video. We needed a whole bunch of drops for that. What is important is over here, we have 3 raid farms. Now, I started this whole world before raid farms broken, and that's how I got 20,000 levels at one point. Over here, this is the first ever raid farm in the world. This was a design by Rayworks, if I recall. I used to get totems, banners, redstone, you know, all the shebangs from it, emeralds, of course, but it was pretty bad. And we used to use this little area over here to get the bad omen effect. This was an outpost on the ocean. I have since then cleared it out and built our ominous bottle farm here. So that's why you don't see any of that. This is where I got all the leaves for the Avatar Islands from. So yeah, it's kind of like a dead forest over there. But anyways, it was a bad raid farm, which is why when I needed more emeralds so that I can make the Emerald Beacon world record, we built this one, which was a little bit faster. And as you can see, we still got a bunch of emeralds. This used to be like 60,000 emeralds an hour, if I recall. We got everything we would need here. I've taken the valuable items out, if you can't tell. Yeah, an old raid farm that we just leave here for posterity now. But then that leads us to the big gold farm though, or the big raid farm. This, what were the rates? Like 400,000 emeralds an hour from this farm, maybe 200,000, something like that. But I AFK'd this farm for about 1,500 days in this world. And that's because they have broken raid farms. And before they broke them, I wanted to get unlimited emeralds, gunpowder, redstone, and levels, probably the foreseeable future on this world. All of this storage is literally full of shulkers of emeralds. If somebody wants to calculate how many chests or how many emeralds are in here, you can do that. That would be appreciated. I'm actually very curious. They're all full of shulkers plus the hoppers in the back of emeralds. But this required like 37 villagers to make. It was a super sick farm. I think that's everything for the industrial district. So we've kind of been going around spawn. Now we're going to be working our way down here. So let's actually go through this portal to get back. Now what we are going to do is we're going to work our way over here. So this was an old gas tier farm that I made a long time ago. I don't even know why I made it. Like, I don't know why I made this. It was cool. It would always collect the items over here. We would, do we even have? Yeah, we got a whole bunch of gunpowder, ton of gas tiers. We're set for life. And now we're getting to probably the coolest parts of the world. From here on out, the tour is going to get so sick. So over here, we got the mining machine. This was way back in the day, my first ever mining machine to get like diamonds and stuff. And I didn't take it super far. As you can see, we're also at Y11, but we got this cool little mining machine here. It would dupe the TNT and move forward a block. We would mine the diamonds, etc., etc. Let's show the lower nether. Yeah, let's do that. So down here, I used this to mine a whole bunch of blocks for the black hole, I think. But we got this tunnel. Again, I'm going to be making a better nether hub at some point. So like all of that's going to be better at some point. Over here, this is the lower side of the nether fortress farm. And we're going to go over here. This was an old thing from like pre-day 5000 in the world. It's basically like the Bible. That's how I look at it. We got the Old Testament and the New Testament. Anything before day 5000 was the Old Testament. And that's like ancient lore of the world. That's before I made videos. And now we got the New Testament, which this is from the old. So this was like a little elytra flying course I made. Just a fun little thing, like to kind of get better at flying with elytra. And back in the day, this used to be hard to do. Boom, just like that. Now I'm a pro at elytra because we've played too many hours. So I got like 5,000 hours in this world. Over here, there's not a whole ton in our lower nether, to be completely honest. We got like, this was a little storage for our drowned farm from earlier. We still got some stuff in here. Yeah, nothing super important. Oh, you know, one big thing though, down here, my whole lower nether is full of these like explosion tunnels because this is what I used to get the netherite beacon. So if you do get the world download, I'll warn you, the nether is like trash because of this. Yeah, all of these are explosion tunnels I used in the 200 hours that we were going for the netherite beacon. It was a lot. Yeah, this is for the most part the entire lower nether. Yeah, we'll use this to get back up through our bedrock hole. We're almost back at the start. There are a few more things. Right over here, this takes us to what used to be the world's largest sugarcane farm. It produces about 50,000 sugarcane an hour. You're gonna see it's gonna be pretty laggy because of the map room being within render distance. Oh no, I might pop a totem here. Dude, what the heck is happening, bro? As you can see, it's kind of absurd. We had all these pistons and observers that would harvest sugarcane, and my original idea behind building this was that I wanted to build extreme farms for gunpowder, sugarcane, and then elytras and stuff so that we could get to the world border, which we will show a little more on that in a second. But as you can see, there's literally constant sugarcane just raining down. Then it comes over here. It's just lagging, bro. It's just lagging so much, probably because of the map room. But yeah, it starts to like rain down on this wall of honey. It's so over the top. It's fun though. And then you can like sit here and look at how fast you get sugarcane. If you actually think about like how long it takes to just grow one sugarcane, this is really impressive. Yeah, so then we get all that, and then it comes down here and it gets shulker loaded, which is pretty sick. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to one of the projects that I get memed about a lot, just after we get past this one. So here, I'll show this one first. Let's do that. So we go through this portal. And we come over here towards, this is such a classic Wunba build. This is my wave machine. Flick of the lever, we'll go on free cam. Just look at how beautiful this is. I think to this day, this is still the world's largest wave machine, built in survival at least. Super sick. It's so satisfying. I friggin' love this machine, man. But, and like on the map, it's also super cool. But as you can see down here, we have some more map art. I built this when we had 50,000 subs, then we did 100,000, then 500,000. I should do 1 million at some point. Yeah, that's just over there. Over here, this is kind of where I used to get sand 5 years ago, way back in the day. We have some like rabbits where I bred them up and stuff. I've gotten so much better at Minecraft Sense these days. It's actually insane. Now, we are back in the nether. We're almost ready to be done with our nether side, and then we're gonna go to the end in a moment. Just over here, this is a project that I'm still memed on to this day. This is my longest ongoing project. I think I started this on day 5, maybe 6,000, about that, and it is now day 16,000. So through this portal is my castle island. I need to finish this at some point. Basically, this whole island used to be a mushroom island. It says mushroom fields on the biome type, but what I did was I went through here and then literally covered every single mycelium block in netherrack so that it would convert into dirt. Then I mined all the netherrack, then put grass and let it spread so that this whole place would be green. From there, what we did was we shaped the island to be the shape of a skull, and it's so sick. This is one of my favorite builds in the world, and I still have not finished it. The whole thing is a shape of a skull because this is supposed to be a pirate themed city, so it's super sick. We're gonna finish all this off. I'll show it in a moment. Look over here though, we have some natural brown cows. When we were working on the island, we had some mushrooms that were struck by lightning naturally, and we got them to be brown. Also, we got this monster spawner over here, which is pretty sick. I'll let you figure out how I got that one. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and do the quick tour. As you can see, we got a couple of Halloween mobs. Over here, we got a nice little vineyard. So I was definitely getting a little better at building it. I take that back. We got a vineyard. We got a little farm. This is our farming district. This whole city is broken up into different districts. Right up here is our farm district. This is our like crate yards, shipping district type of thing. This is our market. Down here is our slums. So this is like more poor houses. Over here are going to be like normal houses, like average income themed houses. We got our royalty houses up here. And then this is our castle. This is for like this is rich district. This is royalty. I don't think this one. Yeah. So I was going to do all the exteriors of buildings first and then go and do interiors. So that's why like none of this is decorated. But then, yeah, we're going to do our industrial district. All of these floors. I love the floors. They look so sick. This then connect towards our market section. And this is kind of where I stopped working on this project. It's been a while since I worked on it just because there was so much. I got a little overwhelmed. We got some like market houses. I did dupe dragon eggs using a farm back in the day. So we had a dragon egg duper to get all these for decoration. We got some market stands and stuff in the middle. This is the nostril of the skeleton that we're at. The bridge is like used as the nostril. Over here, we walk up the bridge, which is not only decorated with anvils, but also beacons, just for the extra flex, man. We got this sick door that connects into these stalls in the ground. Then this is our main courtyard for the castle. Over here, we have the gallows where we're messing with these villagers. But up here, we have like shulkers of all the items we collected so that we could finish this area. I've not worked on it, bro. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to finish this at some point. That's when I'm going to be doing a free world download, is as soon as I finish all my ongoing projects. So this is one of them. We will be doing that. This is also really cool, like map art of the skeleton. And I have an older version that I'll show you in a second. Yeah, this is the whole castle, as you can see. Super, super sick. Man, I remember building this. I did all of this without Lightmatica. There was an old trick where you could unlock your mouse wheel and then scroll. You see how I'm going through the items so quickly? So that's how we randomized like the walls and all that. It took a very long time to do. I won't even lie. But yeah, this is my longest ongoing project in the world. Over here is another map art of the thing. As you can see, a little earlier stage where we didn't have like the wood and stuff, kind of just marked out at this point. And also all of these are houses I'm going to be doing. So we'll do that at some point, maybe for streams. I would recommend coming by streams if you enjoy that sort of thing. It's always very nice to see new people. Yeah, man. I'm getting so tired. This world tour is so long. Over here, back in the day, I used to like to, I would fight withers, like 10 withers at once. I think my record is 20 withers at once. And we had this wither fighting arena where we had beacons underneath the bedrock because beacons go through bedrock. So we could fight the withers on here. They led to some insane fights. It was super, super cool. But yeah, that's that whole thing. I think this one, this is my warden switch. Basically, it's a chunk loader that makes it so wardens cannot spawn. Over here, we have my pit of blue axolotls. Back in the day, when I bred for the blue axolotl, it is a 1 in 1,200 chance to get it. I had to breed 4,600 axolotls to finally get a blue one. After that, because I lost all hope, I thought it was impossible. I ended up getting like a stupid amount of tropical fish. These were all full of tropical fish buckets at one point. I just used them to breed these guys up. And now we have like 100 blue axolotls. So this wasn't even a video. I don't even know why I did this, man. We have like 1,200 blue axolotls in there now. But okay, there we go. I think after 2 hours and 40 minutes, we have gone through all of the overworld. Oh, wait. Before we go to the end, there's one more thing I want to show. For the Farlands video, I actually went to the corner of the world corner, the world border corner. And what I'm going to quickly do is TP out there. I think it's this direction. So that's going to be minus. Okay. Yup. Okay. So we traveled out here for the Farlands video to the very corner of the Minecraft world. And I thought it would be really sick while we were out here to build a little base to kind of signify us making it here. This is it's a nice little house. We got like a wheat farm. This was definitely one of my better builds, I will say. On the inside, super similar to my style of building that you'll probably recognize for interiors at least. Oh, I forgot that was like an ender pearl thing to teleport out here. But yeah, so then we got like an upstairs, which is really cool. My favorite part about this is like it all looks very good inside of here, and then you have to like follow this up to get to the bedroom. Now, I thought I had a horse somewhere, like a special horse. Is he in the corner of the world? Because over here, we did some like cool stuff. Yeah, here's my special horse. We have Greg Heffley, the horse. We have blocks that I built outside of the border. The way we did this was our portal actually spawned outside of it, which is pretty cool. We got the Wumba Republic banner, and then there were some like glitched block things we did, which was cool. Oh yeah, that's like hidden redstone. But yeah, this is my world corner house. Pretty cool. It honestly looks so sick. And it's so crazy that there's like stuff out there. But anyways, we're gonna TP back to spawn. Here we are back at spawn. And now the final thing to show, I think, for this world tour is, of course, the end dimension. This is where some of the Wumba iconic builds are. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go towards our end portal transformation, because this is always the coolest thing, getting into the end using this. And now you've already seen all this. What you do to get to the end is you drop through this spiral like that, and you're in the end. And now you may have seen it. I'm gonna try not to show too much of it. Okay, well, that's too late. Right over here, this is my gravity block storage system. It collects every type of block. So we got all that here, which is super cool. I need to do some sort of good storage design for it. But you may notice all of this is on Pinwheel Galaxy recreation. So if you remember, we have our galaxy in the Nether Hub, but then this is a recreation that is much larger. And this was the first ever time that I used Lightmatica for a video designing this. The whole thing is roughly 200,000 blocks, 100,000 for the actual art. But then you might notice we are actually on a layer of glass. this to prevent mob spawn. This was before I knew about mob switches. And then on top of that, we have our spaceship. This I did not use Lightmatica for. I designed all of this in survival. Super, super sick. And you may notice we have 4 immortal crystals that are shooting lasers out towards the center, which is super sick. And then all of the energy is collected and shot out with beacons in the middle. What we're gonna do is we can go inside of here, and this, if you recall to earlier where I said I was trying to do a museum of everything, I've collected every single block and item, collected every single biome, every single mob. I want to do all tropical fish. I want to do all variants of mobs. I want to do all structures and all armor trim combinations. So we're not quite done with that, but inside of here, this is where we have every single biome stored. Right over here, this is the Pale Garden. We have spots to do a few more biomes, and that's because they're actually totally full. This outer ring of the ship has every single biome. It also has these end gateways, which I broke the bedrock around. I want to do a trivia here. For those of you who saw the video where I built every biome in Minecraft, I went somewhere in real life to recreate it, to study how to build aquarium. Where did I go for that? That's the trivia question. All right, anyways, inside of here, this is an aquarium that has every single biome. And I also gave these biomes to people. So like Dylan Borden, he has the ocean. We have deep, cold ocean, lukewarm ocean. We have every single combination of every single ocean. We have the end, and we have all of these biomes. There's stuff like the charged creeper. We captured more end gateways. Super, super sick. What I love doing is flying through here. For one of the streams we did, somebody suggested we built, like, for the basalt, we built a nether fortress. Somebody suggested making the spawner of the nether fortress the end portal gateway, which is so sick. That's such a cool idea. But yeah, we got that. We got all of the biomes. Super cool. This was actually before cherry biomes were in the game, so I made this cherry tree to signify it before they came out. We got like all of these biomes over here. Super sick. Cool little thing. My first ever blue axolotls are here. We got Bob and Rubens. And of course, we got the stars for End Highlands biome. The stars, which are made out of end crystals, or nether stars, whatever. Over here, we got the pizza biome, my favorite biome. And yes, there is pineapple on this pizza, because of course it belongs on pizza. Now, I think it's this one here, which takes us towards... Okay, well, there used to be a wither farm here, but I think I accidentally trimmed the chunks and it got deleted at one point. So I'll have to build a new one at some point. How's the elytra? Elytra is good. But yeah, that is the end ship. As you can see, the black hole just is... This pales in comparison to that. There's actually something that has never been seen before in a video inside of the black hole. I will show you in a moment, but we're not quite done with the spaceship. Over here, that was our outer ring. Inner ring has every single mob in the game, and we have not done variations of the mobs yet. We're gonna be doing that at some point, but we got the bogged, the breeze, the armadillo, camel, sniffer, wither. I did a fake wither just because I didn't want it to explode everything. The hardest one to get was definitely the bat. Figure out how to get the bat from the overworld into the end. Super challenging. The friggin' cave spider die? No way. Oh no, he's just hiding up top. Okay, we're chilling. Oh no, actually, maybe the hardest one was the evoker. Getting the evoker was really challenging. Also, cool little thing, I don't sleep in my hardcore world, so phantoms are always spawning. I've killed like 25,000 phantoms in this world. I think it's the world record for the most killed. Now, one thing you may notice, we are in the end. There are no mobs spawning. That is because in the middle, this is our portal to get out. Underneath this, we have our villager mob switch. So there's 70 zombie villagers inside of there, making it so that no more endermen spawn. We also have ender pearl loaders that I recently added in. And yeah, there's one more thing I want to show before we get to the black hole. Through this gateway, we have our ender dragon captured. We have our elder guardian captured. And now you may hear it. We got our warden captured. The way we got this guy was really sick. We basically, before they had sonic booms, there was an update before wardens had the sonic boom attack. We captured him in that version because it was far safer then. So we got him out here. He will also never despawn because we got a noise machine up top. Now, the build we've all been waiting for. The black hole. This might just be my favorite build in the entire world. What we're gonna do, shader packs. It looks so much better with Suis shaders. Look at this thing, man. This is the interstellar black hole creation. 560,000 blocks are inside of this. There are rings and rings and rings of items. All of the farms, from the Shroomlight farm, the Froglight farm, the Sea Lantern farm, the magma cubes that we saw earlier, all of it was created to make this. Of course, we have the different anatomy of the black holes. So these are the I forget what these are called. We got the event horizon made out of these black blocks. The rings, of course, on the event horizon. And now, the thing that has never been seen before. Black holes in real life obviously pull everything inside of them, even light. So I figured, what if we put everything inside of the black hole? Welcome to Minecraft. That just sounded way cooler in my head. This is every single item that you can get in Minecraft. Every single painting in the game. Every single boat combination, leaf, plant, every single item on all of these item frames. We have enchanted items, unenchanted items, all the music discs, armor trims, tools, everything. Maces, and then in the middle ring, all of the blocks, which are color coded, every single state of every single block, even coppers, we have them. The unwaxed ones are in item frames, the waxed ones are on display. We got every single block and item. We even have states of blocks. So we have like the dirt block, but it's path block. We have infested blocks. The way we get those is these are the infested stones here, I think. The way you get those is you have silverfish burrow inside of the blocks when they're there. And you may notice that it kind of goes in like orders of rarity. The outermost ring is the least rare. The middle ring is a little more rare, but then the center ring is the most rare. This is where we have like the redstones, diamond blocks. We have like the block of netherite over there. We got everything to exist inside of here. But then the singularity of the black hole is where we have legitimately the first ever pickaxe in my Minecraft world. I saved this from day one. I enchanted it. I put perfect enchants on it. And now we keep it at the center of Minecraft, which is so sick to say. So someday we're going to finish my museum of everything. I'm going to be building another spaceship out in the end at some point. I'm going to be putting like all of the armors, the structures, that sort of thing inside of it so that we can say we have a museum of everything in the world. But yeah, this is the black hole and this is my end dimension. I hand mined every single obsidian tower that used to be here at the island, blew it all up, everything. It took literally thousands of hours I've put into this world. My whole COVID, I was working on this and I just basically never stopped working on it. So that's how we got this world. And I think we have done the tour of everything under 3 hours. Oh my gosh, a 2-hour and 55-minute recording for this whole tour. We didn't get to like all the weird portals and stuff in the world, but that's kind of unimportant. I've got plans for this world to go all the way to 100,000 days. So if you can imagine it took 3 hours to do 16,000 days of world tour, imagine what it's going to take when we get to 100,000. It's going to be insane. I love this world. It's so nostalgic. I would be so sad if I lost it. I don't even know what I would do if I died in this world. Oh my gosh, the cat just scratched my back, bro. Oh, we got the cat here. I think this is a great point to end the world. So I really hope you enjoyed the world tour and I will see you all again, probably at 20,000 days or 24 or something. We'll see. Peace.